Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about holidays, and I'm making this the night before Thanksgiving, so by the time you're watching it, it probably is Thanksgiving, and I do wish you a happy one. But with Thanksgiving come a lot of questions about, what are you thankful for? What are you just really grateful to have and to have been able to receive and all of that kind of stuff. And with this question this year, my answer is a little bit different and might sound a little cynical, a little negative, but it's real and it's raw. And for me, that's what YouTube has always represented. It's always been a place where I could really be myself, express my thoughts, my feelings, what's going on in my life, share that, the good and the bad, and have feedback from you guys and have people that truly understood me or at least really cared to try to understand me and listen to me. And, through the years, YouTube has changed a lot, definitely. And, with any business and stuff, things have kind of come and gone, and people, do different things now to get views and to make sure that their videos are being seen by a lot of people. And for me, that's never been what it's been about, because the whole time it was way more about a human connection and really connecting with people from, as cheesy as it sounds, all over the world that somehow are similar to me in some way, and that somehow are so different than me in many ways. And through your comments and your messages that I receive, whether it be on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere on the comments on the videos, I am just connected to so many amazing, really beautiful, intelligent people, and ultimately that has been what has made this whole thing worth it, and that's been really the motivation for me to keep doing it. So if you have been a long-time viewer of mine, you probably maybe have heard me mention that my parents are not together. They are separated. They are not divorced. And especially, around the holidays, I think, the holidays are always kind of projected as this very happy, special time with family and love and, everyone's just together. And while that's true, I think the holidays can be a really difficult, lonely, very anxiety-ridden time for a lot of people as well. And people don't really talk about that, I think, because maybe it's like a negative view on something that most people view as positive. Everyone really looks forward to Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that kind of stuff. And if you're upset or you're unhappy during the holidays, people look at you as if you're some horrible, evil person, which I know is not the case. But I think it's so much more common than people even talk about. And it's really helpful to hear from other people that just because someone's life is not perfect doesn't define them, and that doesn't really ultimately matter in the grand scheme of things. And while I was thinking about what I'm thankful for, I realized that I'm thankful for, of course, my health and my family and love and all that kind of stuff, but really what I'm thankful for are the difficult, hard times that I've gone through, because from what I can think of, those are the things that really have shaped me into a person that I'm liking and the person that I'm proud to be. And I think back on a lot of difficult, hard situations I've been put in, and at the time they were horrible, and while I would never want to relive pretty much any of them, they taught me something. And with my parents not being together and my dad choosing to handle it in a way that I really don't respect or appreciate at all. This video is not being made out of spite in any way. This is something that's been going on, and it kind of, I guess, got more brought up, now that it's the holidays and stuff. And I actually had a conversation with my dad earlier tonight. We were talking about our plans for Thanksgiving, and we were going to go over and see my grandparents and my cousins and whatever. And while we were talking, I was questioning him about this woman that he's dating that actually moved into his house with her teenage sons, I don't know, haven't met them honestly. And I've asked to, but it's never happened. And, I don't know. I don't think it would go very well, so it's fine for now. But anyways, and I politely asked my dad if she could maybe not attend our Thanksgiving with my grandparents, who I don't see that often, and my cousins, who I definitely don't see that often. And we went back and forth a little bit, and ultimately it ended with him telling me to grow up and that I was 21. I don't really know where he was going with that, but that was the end of the conversation, and it prompted me to make this video because I know tomorrow is going to be a really tough day. As I said, not to just speak about all my personal problems and stuff, but, going through eventually a divorce of your parents, and dealing with that and dealing with your parents dating other people, and the mess that creates just with blended families and stuff, especially around the holidays, that's going to be tough. And tomorrow I know is going to be a day that I'm not looking forward to, and it's going to be really difficult, and I'm going to have to prepare myself mentally to, not get really upset and to not, to have it just be ruined. And I do have quite a bit of anger towards my dad and this woman, only because I don't think it's appropriate at all. But anyways, the point is not really about that. That's kind of what just set this off in motion in my mind. And I'm looking at it in a way of, not just trying to be super cheesy and positive, but I know that ultimately this is going to teach me so much. And I'm going to learn, what I want out of marriage ultimately one day, what I look for in a person. The type of guy that I want to be with is someone that is strong and respectful, but kind and caring and understanding of other people's feelings and of the situations that they would put someone else in. And, it's interesting, being, I guess, put in this scenario now. It's something I don't talk about really ever. I can't talk about it without getting upset, and that's why I really don't talk about it. I'm super open, and I truly, honestly connect with people that have a little bit more to them. I really love to hear people talk about things that make them vulnerable and things that make them real and raw, and those are the people that I really enjoy being around and that I connect with and that I ultimately have as, great friends or people that I fall in love with and all that kind of stuff. And I've just never been the type of person to shy away from speaking about my feelings or speaking about things that are hurting me or bothering me, but talking about my parents is really difficult and it's hard. And coming back home and being around all my high school and middle school and just childhood friends and having people, ask questions about what's going on and stuff, it's really hard. And, to think about even tonight, being told to grow up and stuff, that I'm 21, that I should just accept things or whatever. I almost think that since I'm older and since I'm an adult and I am grown up, it's going to affect me a lot worse than if I was a little kid, because I truly see what's going on. I really think I'm good at reading people. I think I can, see through this woman that my dad's dating. I can see through the way my dad's acting, of course, supporting my mom, my sisters, everything. I just think that because I am an adult, I'm going to view this in a much different way. And it's really going to be something that will shape me and will ultimately show me what I need and look for. And I wanted to just remind you guys that, of course, the holidays are not about anything material. There's no present or item that you could receive that will make you ultimately fulfilled or happy or, feel the love that you can only feel from friends and family and from close relationships that you have. And while if you are unhappy at this time, if you're dealing with difficult things, if maybe you failed a class and you're nervous about coming home for the holidays and talking to your extended family about it, or you gained some weight in college and you are worried about coming home and seeing your old friends, or whatever your circumstance may be, maybe all your friends are getting engaged and you're feeling left out that you don't have a boyfriend, or whatever the problem is, just understand that everyone has problems within their lives and everyone's lives are very complicated and intricate, and so many people do not show that vulnerable side of them. And it doesn't mean that it's not there, just a lot of people don't let that be shown, and I think, that's sad. I think I want to encourage people to do that, and whenever someone opens up to me about something they're struggling with or they want advice on, I really reward that because I love people connecting with one another and just being really honest and raw. And I think that's the only way we can ever grow and learn and become better versions of ourselves, is to, admit that sometimes life gets hard and sometimes life kind of sucks and sometimes you're fighting with your family members or your sisters or whatever, and it's okay. But you have to look beyond it. You have to turn these bad situations into something that's going to ultimately help you. Because in life, you can't just avoid bad scenarios and for, feeling upset and feeling angry, because it's going to happen. It's inevitable. And the way that you handle it and what you channel it into is what's really important. So I hope that by making this video, even it's something I don't want to talk about and I'm mad and I'm embarrassed and I'm really hurt, I hope that I can hear from you guys that maybe if you have divorced parents or you have a blended family, you can give me some advice on this or you can give me some perspective. Because right now it sucks and it's really hard, and tomorrow is going to be a tough day for me, but sharing that with you guys gives me so much more than if I were to go on, acting as if my life is perfect and everything's great when it's not. Because at the end of the day, I'm a real person, and the real reason that I do this is because I've opened myself up and I've shared my life with you guys so much that I feel like it's almost a disservice to myself to not speak about things that are hard and difficult, because I know that other people are probably dealing with the same thing, and I know that other people maybe won't feel as alone if they watch my video and they think, that's exactly where I am, that's exactly how I feel, and I'm really glad that I was able to listen to someone else that sees it the same way I do. So, I don't know, I do wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. I don't want this video to be super sad and down, but just know, life does get hard. I'm currently dealing with some rough stuff right now, but I'm going to be okay. Ultimately, I'm going to be better because of this, and I'm going to learn from it. But while it's going on, it's, it sucks and it's hard. So I hope that I can have some positive vibes from you guys. Any messages or anything, of course, are accepted. I would love to hear your feedback in the comments. If maybe you come from a blended family or broken family or parents are divorced or whatever, I'd like to hear about it, because it's something new and fresh and just really, strange for me to kind of accept. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.